Hi, Terry VanNoy. Welcome to Math Class with Terry V. Hope this video helps you out, and if you enjoy it, please share it, comment, or like it. And you can also go to my website, MathPowerLine.com. It's a math resource blog, lesson videos for students, and other resources for parents and teachers. Give me a call or go to my website or email. All right, let's go to today's lesson. All right, we're at a self-quiz. This is going to be self-quiz number 1. We've been going through the process of completing the square, which, just a very quick reminder review, is trying to find the third term of a trinomial so that it can be factored as a squared binomial. Some of these formulas of these graphed shapes that I'll show you and go through in this video series have to have a squared binomial. That means we need to do the trinomial here. That's called completing the square, and the very quick trick to remember is you take half of the middle term and square it. So that's the pattern, half and squared. All right, let's get started. The first part of this self-quiz is solving quadratic equations. All right, so we got to complete the square, and I have 2 for you to try. Go ahead and hit pause and give these a try. All right, the process starts with getting the constant from the left side to the right. So we're going to add 69 to each side, and we're going to leave a space. All right, so we have x squared plus 18x, and then we want to leave a space, and then we'd have positive 69 added to both sides here, which is going to give me positive 63. All right, so here's the question. How do we complete that square? Well, remember, it's half of 18, which is 9, and square it. So if we add 81 on this side, we have to add 81 on the other side. Okay, got to keep it balanced. Then we have to factor the trinomial, which is x plus 9, quantity squared, equals 144. And one of our last steps here is to find the square root of each side. Leaves us with x plus 9, I can leave those parentheses off of there, equals positive and negative 12. Don't forget, we're going to take the positive and the negative square root. So, of course, we subtract 9 from each side, and now we have 2 possible answers. As you can see up here, it's positive 3, because it could be positive 12 minus 9, and it could be negative 21, which is negative 12 subtract 9. So there you go. That's your first answer. Now the second one, as you can see, we get some radical answers here. All right, let me take you through this process. All right, we get rid of the constant on the right, or on the left, to move to the right. So we're going to add 2 to each side, and that's why I have negative 5 on the right. And then we are going to leave a space to complete the square. Now the half of negative 10 is negative 5, and then we make sure to square it. So we're going to add 25 to each side. All right, next step. Factor the trinomial as k minus 5 squared, and we get 20 on the right. Now we're going to take the square root of each side. So k minus 5 equals radical 20. Now I notice that radical 20 can be simplified, and this is actually kind of a topic for another video that I have out there. But let's think of radical 20 as radical 4 times radical 5. All right, I want to look for a perfect square radical, which would be 4. Now I know I can take the square root of 4, which is 2, so it's actually 2 radical 5. So now I have to add 5 to each side, and this is the result. All right, now notice that I have a positive and a negative 2 radical 5. I can't forget that. So that's why I've got 5 plus 2 radical 5 and 5 minus 2 radical 5 to take care of the 2 possibilities with the square root. All right, some of these complete the square equation problems result in a square root symbol. All right, next part of the self-quiz is rewriting the equation of a parabola in vertex form, so we have to complete the square. See the squared binomial right there? Now just to remind you, in this form, The vertex form of parabola allows us to find the center of the parabola, or excuse me, the vertex, HK, and A is the bending coefficient, which tells you whether it's a right side up U or an upside down U, and how narrow or wide it is. All right, let's take a look at two examples to finish this self-quiz. All right, look at 5 and 6, and I want you to rewrite, by completing the square, these equations in vertex form of a parabola. Go ahead. All right, take a look at number 5 here. It's 2 as the bending coefficient, which means instead of a normal parabola shape, it's going to be bent in a little bit. And I'm kind of exaggerating a little bit, but that's basically what the 2 does for that in the formula. And the vertex right here is going to be at -4, +5. All right, because of the h and the k values you see here. So how did we get that? Well, we're going to keep the y by itself, and we want to separate out the two x terms. So 2x squared plus 16x. And then let's just scoot over this 27 and give us some space in between. All right, we're going to factor out a common factor, which happens to be a 2. All right, and then we are going to have x squared plus 8x. Leave space for the third term. We're going to complete the square right there. And plus 27. All right. Complete the square, I have to take half of 8x, which is 4x, and square it. All right, now I actually didn't just add 16 here, I added 32 because of the 2 on the outside. Now if I add 32 on that side of the equation, on the same side of the equation, I need to subtract 32. All right, got to keep it balanced. Final step here is to factor out the trinomial, which is x plus 4. And you can see in the red, of course, that's the answer I was looking for. All right, number 6. All right, let's scoot the -52 over to the right, give us some room here in between, and I'm going to group the x terms together and then see if I can factor it. And yes, a clue is that that x squared term is negative, so we definitely have to factor out a -1. Complete the square here, so half of 14 is 7, and then I square it to make 49. Now remember, I didn't just add 49, it's actually a -49 because of the -1 factor on the outside. Now if I add a -49 to this side of the equation, I have to add 49 on the same side of the equation. Okay, sorry, it got scooted over there a little bit. You can see the final answer matches what I have in red. I factor the trinomials x plus 7, and I have a negative or a -1 factor on the outside. So that means it's an upside down parabola. Okay. The vertex is going to be at -7, -3, and, or sorry, +3. -7, +3. And that's what the equation, that parabola, looks like. All right, that's it for the self-quiz, and thanks for watching. Give me some comments and share this with others. I appreciate your feedback. Take care. All right, there you have it. I invite you to go to my website now, MathPowerLine.com, or email me or give me a call. The way I work best with students is live online in my classroom. So if I can help you in any way, answer some specific questions, the first lesson with me is free as I show you how everything works. All right, study hard and take care.